this is Wano Country, an arc that Ichiro himself has hyped to all heavens. Both him and his editors have hyped up Wano Country, and Wano Country has to live by these grandiose expectations. So no surprise that some of the most hyped chapters that we're getting in Wano Country are arguably some of the most hyped chapters in the entire story of One Piece. And I'm pretty sure you can guess my number one, because, you know, yo, the number one, bro. The number one chapter of 2019, I'm pretty sure the vast majority of people are going to have this chapter as the number one. But I do want to break down my top 5 nonetheless for you guys and gals, because, woo! Now, there's going to be a separate video for the best moments, like the best individual moments, and that'll be a top 10. But right now, as whole chapters, here are, my personal opinion, the top 5. But let me know yours in the comment section down below. Don't be shy. Feel free to share it. Let me know where you stand. Number 5 is chapter 951, Rampage. Now, the main focus of this chapter is Mrs. Mama and Mr. Wororororororo clashing, doing what Whitebeard and Shanks did before in the brief time skip, and Cat's going crazy. But there were other things in the chapter that were fairly intriguing that helped bolster the chapter. So number 1 was Law was actually holding back information from Luffy and company. When Hawkins had, and by the way, Hawkins, honestly, keep it real, in this arc, Hawkins has been a blessing. Hawkins has been so clean, but Law was holding back information, and his crew were going by his wishes. They weren't telling Nami or any of the Straw Hats about what truly happened with himself and Hawkins. At least you get that sense that Law isn't really fully on board with Luffy and company, because again, his crew is at risk, and people were easy to say, okay, well, screw your crew. Nah. Then, before we have Big Mom and Kaido clash, you have Big Mom being a beast, chilling, eating food, like mounds of sweets, while she has Kairoseki on her. And mind you, Big Mom wasn't looking all that hot prior to any of this. King in the ship, all right, fine, whatever, happens. But then with the amnesia and then like Chopper kind of like leading things, it was just like, yo, oh man, it was bad. But when Big Mom was sitting there eating the Oshiruko and all the sweets that they were making for her, I'm like, she's clean. She's clean. She's back to being the big because you know she can throw down. You know she can throw down. And then, even still before the Kaido and Big Mom clash, Big Mom talks about King. And how King is a member of a race of people that, quote unquote, might have been lost in the midst of time. And King, who already has a bit of hype, got even more hype because now it's like, wait a minute now. So King is a part of this special race, and Big Mom is Iron King. Just how Shanks eyed Marco, Big Mom is Iron King. I was like, okay, like King may be even more than what we thought he was. So King gets that hype, and then finally you have the clash between Kaido and Big Mom. She asks Queen, take off the cuffs. Queen like, no, why would I, old hag? Out comes Kaido, just take off the cuffs. Like, oh wait, Kaido, Sigil, mama, Napoleon, hi mama. It's like, oh, hi mama. How many decades has it been, Kaido? I told you I'd kill you, old woman. Like, yeah. Oh, it was so good. Undeniably so goddamn good. The chapter ends off an amazing note with the sky clashing again. Shanks and Whitebeard, Big Mom and Kaido. One of the best chapters of 2019, chapter 951. The next chapter, chapter 943, Smile. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. I was like, oh, from that point, I think it was around 5 years or 6 years since the last time Zoro and Sanji were on the same page, doing what they do best. And that was dope. Now, beforehand, we're on the heels of Yasue's death. And Yasue's death, I thought was actually pretty good. It has some nicks here and there, fair enough, but I thought it was pretty good overall. When we have Yasue's death and we see Toko crying and people are freaking out, and we have the people from Leftover Town, they're laughing and crying at the same time, and Orochi's being an absolute asshole. And we have Kaido watch from the sidelines too, watch from the monitor. This foul old man Orochi. Like it was like, okay, like all right, like it was pretty good with the start of it. And then we have the explanation of the truth, if you would, of the Smile artificial fruits, which was good. People that consume the fruit are not guaranteed the ability. There's actually some side effects. That's why Kaido's main forces are separated into 3 major groups. The waiters, you have the gifters, and you have the pleasures. And then how Orochi took those failed Smile fruits and then gave them to the people in Okobori and Leftover Town. So over the course of this, what you see throughout the chapter, and this I would say is one of the better paced chapters in the year, where you slowly see, in particular with Zoro, you see the rage and the disdain that Zoro and Sanji are getting, because with Sanji, of course, these people are impoverished, they can't have proper food, and then you're gonna feed them these artificial devil fruits, and even though the side effects are clear, they're hungry, they need food in their bellies, and of course, when you mess with food like that, Sanji coming in hot, it is what it is. And in Zoro's case, and we can see how it's going to be probably Zoro's main route for probably Act 3 and Act 4 of Wano, because right now Zoro is far more focused with Orochi and the samurai side of things rather than the beast pirate and the Kaido side of things. And one of the main key reasons is this chapter, where Zoro is hearing from Hiri about what's going on with the Smile, all these people laughing at Yasue's death, and Zoro's rage is bubbling. And then finally, Toko is able to sneak in, gets close to her father's corpse, and then I'm praying that the will of Y isn't a real thing, all right? I'm praying that Yasue is actually dead and he doesn't come back at some point later on, because that'd be a real shame. But that being said, Yasue, Toko crying, smiling because she's, affected by the Smile fruit. And then Orochi pissed off because, as far as he knows, Kurosaki's dead. And the main reason is because of Toko. So, screw this little girl, shoot at her, boom, we all know what happens next. In come the boys. Sanji with the kick, Zoro with the slice and bullets to get out of here, dog. Zoro has Toko under his wing, like, cover, got him. And then you have Zoro, Sanji, like, oh, yeah. Yes. I love that one. That was cool as all hell. The magistrate killer, and then the guy that defied the Kyosho family. Yes. Dope. Love that. So to me, that chapter has a very nice build up through and through on the heels of Yasue's death, and it ends off stupendously. Again, as far as I recall, 5+ years Sanji and Zoro haven't seen each other, and that's how they reunite. Oda kicked booty in that chapter. Kicked some serious booty. Well done. Now, the next chapter, number 3 of the top 5 chapters. One Piece chapter 956, news. Yeah, I mean, this was, honestly, it was already a top 5 chapter at the very beginning when Monkey D. Dragon was sweating.
Look at this dude.
I ain't gonna front. This man dripping. This man, Monkey D. Dragon with the drip, like the actual, literal, unironic drip. What? That alone was like, wow, like Dragon. Like, you knew it had to be crazy for someone like Monkey D. Dragon to sweat. And I know people want to gas up Big News Morgans. I'm going to bypass Big News Morgans. But something happened to Saba. And this has the Revs freak out. You have Dada and company, they're freaking out too, but they also just found out that Saba was alive in the first place. So things are getting hot right then and there. Then Blackbeard's on the move, like, oh, wow, okay, so Blackbeard on the move. And then the Navy headquarters, top secret special force, Sword. That was major. Sword was major. and how Drake and Kobe are members of SWORD. So that's how the world government have Cypher Pole, Agent Zero, SHIELD. The Navy headquarters have SWORD. So it's the counter of Agent Zero. And Drake was talking about how he saw Agent Zero in Wano. He doesn't like where that's going. This leads to Akainu having a sword tattoo in a cover page. What about Aokiji? What about the duel between Aokiji and Akainu? If they're both members of SWORD, was there truly, like, you have to wonder about so many different things because of this one chapter. Like, it's crazy. This one chapter, the theories, the speculations, all that stuff is just, it's phenomenal. But then you find out that Kobe's on his way to Amazon Lily. And then, boom. The abolishment of the Shichibukai, the 7 warlord system. I mean, honestly, this right here, if there was no other chapters that are better than this chapter would be number 1, without question. The abolishment, Fujitora got what he wanted. They had to deal with Crocodile in Alabasta. They had to deal with Doflamingo in Dressrosa. Fujitora shut it down. We're done. Screw this system. And boom. The kings and queens of these nations, they took their pens, their quills, they signed off. And then there we go. The abolishment of the Shichibukai, the warlord system. Wow, I mean, that was woo! And then how they were already on the move. You already had ships there at their locations, or men at their locations to deal with them. So Weevil was already surrounded. Boa Hancock and Amazon Lily, the ships already there, and Kobe's in one of these ships. Like, oh damn! Now, granted, Kobe and Boa Hancock will probably be at, you know, like, we're Luffy fans, yay, and whatever. And then Dracula Mihoku, like, I counted, there's like 10, 11 war for one man. For one man, there's like 11 battleships. Like, goddamn, Mihawk's ready. Mihawk is ready. He's like, yeah. Oh, how long has it been? Oh, the thrill of excitement being hunted down. Like, goddamn, Mihawk's ready. We don't get Mihawk's bounty when Mihawk is now free range. So that's even more speculation on Mihawk and where he stands in the world of One Piece. Even more. So it's juicy. That chapter was a phenomenal chapter. A phenomenal chapter. It got the mind rolling. It got the heart racing. And honestly, it's kind of crazy that it's number 3 only. But the other 2 chapters, the number 2 chapter on the list of chapters, One Piece chapter 966, Roger and Whitebeard. It's real simple. For the first time in the entire story, we see Roger fight.
Easy!
We see Goldie Roger fight. That and that alone is worthy of the number 1 spot. But then Shaden cannot handle the power of Goldie Roger. Goldie Roger comes in there. Hey, samurai. Let me do it right. Hey, samurai. Yeah. And then, oh, like, what? And compare that to Whitebeard, where Whitebeard, he's calling Oden Shaden. Oh, something incredible. A stupendous force, like a mountain. Like the very planet itself, the samurai. No, he's, hey, samurai. Woohoo! Alright, I'm exaggerating Whitebeard a bit, but it's not important. What's important here is that was pretty intense. That was pretty crazy. And then, this probably the best clash we've seen. I can't think of a clash that was drawn as good, that was as impactful as the clash that we saw in chapter 966 between Roger and Whitebeard. When they start to charge up their attacks, and we see like the hockey jettisoning from their weapons, and when they hit, And you can tell that they're doing stage 3/stage 4 hockey, where the barrier starts to form and it's invisible, but they're hitting each other, but they're not actually visibly hitting each other. And you can tell just the magnitude of the shockwave and the intensity, the black hockey streaks that form behind their weapons. Like it was, and then the way Roger was coming in from the bottom up, the way Whitebeard was coming in from the top down, that was, whoa. Yo, man, woo! God damn, that chapter, that panel, it was clean. It was clean. It was magnificent. And then after that, we have Blackbeard, never slept in his entire life. Atypical body, hello, what's going on there? Then we have details on Roger's voyage. Like, for example, we have Lodestar, the final island of the Grand Line. We get things like, even like Whitebeard do his like quake shifting thing with the oceans, and he's still sitting down, like goddamn. And then Odin joins the adventure. We see him just be a stud. And then we see him write the ancient language on the gold next to the poneglyph on Skypiea. Yeah. The cake and the icing were already done in the Roger fight scenes. Like, that alone was just stupendous. And then having those other details, even though it was very, 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 very fast paced, those other details were pivotal and pretty damn good. And the beginning was just absolutely phenomenal. But the number one, I mean, it's
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Yo! I remember when folks told me that this chapter was better than the previous chapter. I was like, there's no way, that's not possible. The previous chapter was a damn near 10 out of 10. There's no way that this current chapter, this newest chapter, is better. Chapter 957. Ultimate. The title of the chapter speaks for itself, and folks are right. Yes, that was the ultimate chapter. It was a stupendous chapter. It was the sweatiest chapter. It was the thickest neck chapter. It was such a fucking amazing chapter. Fujitora is injured. What? And you're like, wait a minute. What happened? Sabo? Because again, it's off of the heels. That's the first part, actually. It's off of the heels of the already phenomenal chapter 956, when you have Sabo and the big news, and Blackbeard on the move, and Sword, and so on, the abolishment of the Shichibukai system. But then you have Fujitora injured, and we know that Fujitora and Green Bull fought against Sabo and the Rev, Morley, Karasu, and Lindbergh. And then Fujitora talks even more about what Vegapunk developed, the SSG, and how they better hope, the Rings better hope, that SSG is as good as Fujitora hopes it is, to where, yeah, we don't need these Shichibukai, we don't need Boa Hancock and Dracul Mihoku, we don't need people like them anymore, because the SSG is just that good. So whatever Vegapunk designed, and I have a video on that one, all right, check over here somewhere. I have a video on that one. If my theory is right, it's powerful as all hell. Potentially competing with an ancient weapon. Potentially. But then, from then on, we get probably some of the best dialogue in the entire story of One Piece. Sengoku's speech about everything. It was like, wait, yo, Sengoku, relax, man. Bro, Sengoku talks about it all. The Rocks, pirates, Shiki, young Big Mom, young Kaido, young Whitebeard, and one man to lead them all. But they were unruly. They were trying to kill each other half the goddamn time. Like, what? These guys were nuts. Then God Valley. It was like, God Valley? That sounds like a tremendously important place, hence the word God. And then you have Roger and Garp, the Fit Garp, Chujo, Prime Garp, teaming up with the Marines and Roger's crew, assumingly. Scopper, Rayleigh, and so on. And they're teaming up at God Valley to deal with whatever's going on with Rock's Big Mom, Kaido. What? Excuse me? Like, goddamn. That alone was just so good. And then Rox D. Sebek, the man that wanted to conquer the world, with a big old smile on his face, looking evil as all hell in the silhouette. And when you think about Rox and you think about Teach, it's like, wait a minute now. What? What? Oh, wait a minute. Don't tell me. Do not actually tell me that there's a parallel here between Teach and Sebek, and it's safe to say that there is. It's safe to say that there's a strong as boy parallel between those two. And after that crazy dialogue, after we get drowned out with amazing history and lore from Sengoku. So what are the Yonko bounties now? What? Excuse me? Like, wait, the Yonko bounties? Marshall D. Teach. 2.2 bill, like, oh, Shanks 4! Yasop, Lucky Roo, Ben Beckman, Otototo, mentioned by name. Became a Yonko 6 years ago when he only had one arm. Man, like, wait, what? Completely contradicting the Vivre cards. Big Mom. Kaido bounty reveals. And then, oh, by the way, what was Roger's bounty and Whitebeard's bounty? Like, what? Wait, you can't do that. You can't do that. But Oda did. Oda cheated. I'm gonna drop the previous top bounties of Whitebeard and Goldie Roger. Both them over 5. Goldie Roger 5.5. And again, the fact that we didn't get Mihawk's bounty and Dragon's bounty might be even higher than Roger's bounty. And I say might because Roger was already dead. So we're not too sure if Dragon's bounty is the highest among the living or of like all time in the story. We're not too sure. We'll find out somewhere in the future, obviously. But it only helps out the portrayal of Mihawk and Dragon even more. Blackbeard took a bit of a hit. There's just because his bounty was so much lesser than the other Yonko bounties. But at the end of the damn day, we know, 2 Devil Fruits, he ain't messing around. Still though, it was just like, whoa, Shanks is at 4. Big Mom is at 4+. Kaido is over 4.5. And then Whitebeard and Gold Roger over 5 apiece. Roger at 5.5. That dropped jaws. I had a gym workout when I was doing that chapter live. That was phenomenal. And truly, it lived up to the name Ultimate. Goddamn right I did. Oh, that chapter was phenomenal. So, these to me are the top 5 best chapters of One Piece 2019. Let me know your stance on your top 5. If you made it through the video, awesome. Be sure to rate the video. Not up to do. I guarantee you that, because I know that you all have a device called Zmousu. You use Zmousu to click, rate the video, to click, subscribe, to click on that bell, join the squad. And of course, as always, feel free to please do comment in the comment section down below. Peace, and have a nice goddamn day.